Welcome back to Katana TCG. In this week's Abbreviated Archetype, we'll be going over Leafeon VMAX. Leafeon VMAX was one of those evolutions that was kind of underrated when Evolving Skies first dropped, but it has since earned a name for itself. Leafeon's Grass Knot attack does 60 times damage for each energy in your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost, and for 2 grass and 1 colorless, this Pokemon does max leaf for 170 and heals 30 damage from itself. And Leafeon V is also a very good card, given that its Greening Cells ability allows you to go into your deck, find a grass energy, and attach it to one of your Pokemon and then end your turn. So even in your opening hand, if you whiff the energy attachment, Leafeon V has your back. There are also some very helpful trainers in the format like the Galarmine Stadium, which increases the retreat cost of both active Pokemon by 2. Which means this Grass Knot attack just gets amplified even further by an extra 120 damage. So if your opponent's Pokemon already had a 2 retreat cost, now you've increased it to 4, and Grass Knot now does 240, which is absolutely insane, especially with the V-Stars coming out, where that's pretty close to their HP range. Leafeon also has access to the Snow Leaf Badge, which negates its weakness and gives it free retreat, which is absolutely insane because if Galarmine is in the active spot, we are no longer affected by it, just our opponent, as long as they're not playing things like Air Balloon or Hiding Energy, or if we're playing against the Mirror or against Glaceon that can also benefit from the Snow Leaf Badge. But we do have contingencies in the form of Tool Jammer, where we can shut down our opponent's tools like Air Balloon and the Snow Leaf Badge, or we can play things like the Tool Scrapper, which allow us to completely delete the tools off of our opponent's Pokemon, active or benched. And the Fan of Waves is also a nice tech to have in there because of those pesky dark decks that run Hiding Energy that are no longer affected by things like Galarmine, which means our Leafeon's Grass Knot attack would be doing 0 if they have free retreat. And in an optimized Leafeon deck, it's very important to be running things like the Shady Dealings Inteleon, giving us access to all of our trainers at any given moment in the game, allowing us to go grab our Fan of Waves, Tool Scrappers, Galarmine, Snow Leaf Badge, Tool Jammers, what have you. But I also think that Leon's a very spicy tech in this deck as well, allowing your active Pokemon to deal 30 more damage with their attacks. And that's not so much for the Grass Knot, given that we can amplify that damage with things like the Galarmine, but it's more for the max leaf. We do have a lot of decks in the format like Jolteon and Mew VMAX that have free retreat, so being able to hit them for 200 one time, healing 30 damage off yourself, which is not so much the important part, but being able to trap them one time with the Galarmine, allowing you to hit them for at least 120 because you give them a 2 retreat cost, is perfect VMAX numbers. So the 1 of Leon is very important in that specific matchup. And Scoop Up Net's only here specifically so that we can reuse the Shady Dealings Inteleon line, as well as get ourselves out from behind the Galarmine. Because we have access to Greening Cells from Leafeon, it's also really cool to play something like Capture Energy, which allows us to attach this to a Pokemon, go into our deck and grab another basic Pokemon, put it directly onto our bench, and then we can use Greening Cells, the ability to accelerate a Grass Energy out of the deck, which puts our Leafeon VMAX in Grass Knot area as is, or 1 attachment away from using max leaf the following turn. Leafeon VMAX seems like a very powerful deck, given that it has a mild amount of board control as well as dealing a tremendous amount of damage. I hope you enjoyed this week's Abbreviated Archetype. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on this video, and tune into my Twitch streams Monday through Friday over at Katana TCG. Deuces.